Welcome into week number 10 of the Butcher versus the Spin Instructor, presented by LB's Meat Market. I'm Neil McCready. Greg Jones from LB's Meat Market here as always as well. Campbell McCready from Zen Studio in Fayetteville is here as well. We'll get to another week of picks in just a little while. We got 10 games, including Liberty at Ole Miss. Hugh Freeze returning to the scene of the crime, I guess you could say. So there's a lot to get to with that. We'll get some people's thoughts on those things. First, let's talk to you guys. Greg, Campbell, how are you?
Doing good.
Awesome.
It's first of 3 straight weekends in Oxford with home games, Greg. Got Liberty coming to town, then Texas A&M, then Vanderbilt. I don't know how many people Liberty are bringing. I will go ahead and forewarn you. I have heard from multiple people, as I'm sure you have, that Texas A&M is bringing by the thousands. Multiple. It's going to be an absolute. It's going to rival the LSU weekend in terms of the zoo factor with A&M coming to town. So you might want to keep that in mind when you make your order. Going to be a busy weekend. This weekend's got a chance to be though, because the weather's fantastic. It's an early game. A lot of people will be doing things after Ole Miss and Liberty. There's some games to watch on Saturday night, that kind of thing. So what's going on at LB's?
Just kind of getting ready. It's kind of hard to prepare for weekends like this. You don't know how busy we're going to be. And so just got, a regular order. Got to have plenty of fillets. I think I just got done cutting 110. So we're good on center cut fillets for the weekend. Got some salmon, some tuna, some sunburst rainbow trout. Got plenty of fish in the freezer. Also, $2 off on all the fish in the freezer, and got some fresh wings today. So we'll be doing some wings. What was your favorite flavor on the wing?
Ooh, it's kind of like picking your favorite kid. That's hard because I love the barbecue. The one with the Hoover sauce was fantastic.
The garlic pepper and Hoover, I think.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. That was tasty because I took them out and I just patted them dry quickly, salt and pepper, smoked them, took them off the smoker, put them in the air fryer. Those were probably my favorites. Now I liked the Parmesan because it was different. But if you told me that I could only have one that day, I probably would have gone with the Hoover or the barbecue. I liked the barbecue a lot too, because by the time you did the same thing with those, that was good stuff. That was good.
Yeah, that's kind of a vinegar barbecue. It was really good. But so we're just stocked up, ready to go. We're going to be closed, of course, during the game. Then we'll be open from 1 to 6 on Saturday, and then 1 to 6 on Sunday. Regular hours today and tomorrow, so 10 to 6, and then 10 to 6 on Friday.
Super. Campbell, what do you have planned for the next couple of days? Big party weekend? I know it's a home game in Fayetteville. Your parents are coming up and all that stuff. What's going on up there?
Well, we just have Dad's weekend, so y'all are all coming up, which will be fun. And I'm teaching tonight. I have a Britney Spears themed class tonight, actually. So I'm excited.
Wow. Free Britney.
Free Britney. So other than that, that's all I got planned.
So when you do a Britney ride, do you have to go out and get outside permission to have the ride a certain way, to conduct the ride? Do you need like a guidance? Because Britney has to have permission to do anything. Do you need permission to do a Britney ride? How does that work?
No, I do not. I just text my boss and I'm like, I want my class to.
That's that 1099 world. I like
it. Yeah. What are some of the Britney songs that you have on this ride?
Honestly, I have to go look because I picked this theme, so I wouldn't have to make a new class because I did it a year ago.
Oh, okay. So it's a recycled class. I got you.
It's a recycled class.
Yes. I understand. All right. Looks like the weather's going to be great in both locales, so it should be a fun weekend of football for all you guys. So last week, Greg, you went 4-6. That's the bad news. The good news is that won the week. You went 4-6. You beat Campbell and Megan. They went 3-7. As I was telling you, we put Neil's picks up at rebelgrove.com today. I went 2-8. I had a disaster of a weekend, just a complete total failure on so many fronts. that I can't make fun of anybody. And Neil's Picks is all about making fun of people, and I can't. So it's been kind of a frustrating week. It's a regrouping week for me. I've got to get back and figure out what I'm doing wrong.
You can't win them every week. It's hard to win, go above 500 every week.
It's true. And this season, for whatever reason, is the most unpredictable season I've ever seen. It's crazy.
I mean, I got lucky last week with Michigan State because they had 2 words in their school versus Michigan.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of science there. So Campbell, for the year, you're still 1 over. You're 42-41. Greg is 10 games up on you. He gained a game again. He's 52-31. So you got time. You got time. You got to start making a dent here soon to pull this off. You got to put some pressure on him. You got to make a run where he starts feeling his lead evaporate. That's the only way this is going to work.
Yeah, well, it's, I mean, I don't really know much about football, so we'll see what we can do.
All right, so we'll start with an early morning game, 10:30 in the morning, guys. It's a Service Academy game. I always think these games are really cool. My friend Frank Nucaro coached at the Army at West Point for years before he retired fairly recently. So it's Army and Air Force. This game is at Globe Life Park where the Rangers play there in Arlington, Texas. Should be a cool setting for a football game. Jerry World's so big, this will be more intimate with a baseball stadium. That might be kind of cool. Army is a 2.5-point underdog, Greg, going against Air Force. This game's at 10:30 a.m. You can watch it on CBS.
I like Air Force. They just got a new Falcon, or just christened a new Falcon. So I think the new Falcon's like 1-0, so he's on a hot streak. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
That's a good angle, a new Falcon. I like that. Campbell?
I promised Chloe I'd pick Army because one of my best friends is in Army ROTC actually here. So I'm going with Army.
So her story is really impressive because she does all the sorority stuff. She does everything, but she's in Army ROTC. That's what's going to pay for her grad school. Is that correct? She's going into vet school?
I think so. Yeah, she's applied to vet school.
So she gets up every morning and has to run with like a pack and stuff at 4:30 in the morning?
She did that this morning. She got up at 4:45 and she came back before we went to class, or she didn't get to go to class because she just came back, but she ran 7 miles. So yeah, I said that I would not be able to get through, I don't even think, a quarter of a mile. So yeah.
Good on that. I'm good on that too. My athletic days are over with. I just want to play golf and drink beer.
I got up this morning and had a cup of coffee and finished up the picks column. I mean, I kind of feel like that's close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's impressive. All right. So y'all have a difference on day one. On pick one, Campbell's going with Army. Greg's going with Air Force. I think I speak for all of us when I say I appreciate all of their service. I hope they have a nice, safe game. Nobody gets hurt, and may the best team win. That's a cool game. All right, into the SEC. It's Missouri at Georgia. The Bulldogs ranked number 1 in the country. They're undefeated. This game's at 11 a.m. Central Time. You can see it on ESPN. Campbell, Missouri is a 38-point underdog. Georgia favored by 38 points here.
I'm going to go with Georgia because we have family. They're big Georgia fans. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Georgia for this one.
All right, Greg, she's taking the Dogs. They're obviously going to win, but 38 points.
That's a big number. And, Missouri can actually score some points. I mean, they're not I just think they're just terrible on defense. And, who knows if they, score 14 points, they cover the spread. But I might be completely wrong. But I'm going to go with Georgia in the hot hand. I mean, the Braves just won the World Series. So I think they'll still be up for this 11 o'clock game in Athens probably. All
right. So you both are feeling rich today. You're both laying 38. It's a bunch of points, but I think you're probably right. All right. Liberty. Hugh Freeze coming back to town. Greg, Liberty is at Ole Miss. This is an 11 a.m. game, as we talked about. You can see it on the SEC network if you're not going to Vaught Hemingway. Ole Miss, coming off the game at Auburn, is a 9-point favorite over Liberty. So it's Liberty plus 9 at Ole Miss, Greg.
Man, I just, flipped through the Twitter world and just realized that they have 2 of the 11 starters that are practicing right now, the original starters. And just a lot of injury bugs, but it just, man, I hate to bet against Ole Miss, but I'm going to take the Revs. Hopefully, I just think that their offense is a 2 touchdown better team than Liberty. So I know it's going to be a pretty wild weekend with Freeze back in town, and I don't know if he's going to be at the Funkies or not. Checking out the new extension, which probably so. I heard it's really nice. I might check it out tonight. But no, I'm going to go with the Revs. I'm going to see if we can't win by 2 touchdowns.
Well, if he is at Funky's, he won't be drinking anything because
he's double styrofoam cup. That means extra ice and extra water.
Yeah, he just has one vice. He
gotta stay hydrated.
He dips a little. He's trying to stop. Campbell, Greg's going to take Ole Miss and lay the 9 points against Liberty. I know that Hugh Freeze is not one of your favorite people either. So, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ole Miss. Agree. I think I picked Ole Miss every week besides the Arkansas game too. So
you've been pretty consistent picking the Rebels.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Ole Miss and with Hugh Freeze coming in town. That's pretty interesting. So yep, I'm going with Ole Miss.
Yep. It's funny how we all dance around certain words, isn't it? 2016 was an interesting time for our family. I'll say that. Auburn, coming off the win over Ole Miss, they had 2 Texas A&M. This is the CBS game on Saturday. Campbell, Auburn is a 4-point favorite at Texas A&M. Again, 2:30 CBS. Big spot for both of these teams. Auburn ranked 12th in the country. Texas A&M ranked 13th. This has some Access Bowl ramifications. Potentially, Texas A&M comes to Oxford next weekend. So a big spot for both teams. What do you think?
Again, I never pick Auburn. I have built a strong disliking towards Auburn literally for no reason other than the fact that I just didn't like my tour, and now I just never pick them. So I'm going with Texas A&M. All
right, Greg, she's going to take the Aggies and lay the 4 points.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with her. The Auburn experience was kind of a weird one for me also. So I'm going to take Texas A&M, and hopefully the Revs pull it out, and next weekend's going to be a really big weekend.
Yeah, if A&M wins, next weekend's really big, assuming Ole Miss wins. And I agree with you guys both, by the way. I think Ole Miss wins and wins pretty handily on Saturday. Mississippi State, the Bulldogs coming off a pair of impressive wins. They beat up on Vanderbilt, then played a really impressive game against Kentucky at home last week. They had 2 Arkansas, the Hogs coming off a weekend off. This is a 3 p.m. game. You can see it on the SEC network. I think, Greg, you're up.
I like Arkansas. I know that State's been playing good, and try to give them a little credit. But with that being said, I just think that Arkansas, got healthy, and they kind of needed a week off. They had a tough little stretch, and it helps to press the refresh button and give some guys some time off. And so with that being said, and it's a big home game in Fayetteville, and I like the Hogs at home.
Campbell, what do you think?
Obviously gonna agree and take Arkansas on this one. After a weekend off, I agree with Greg. Maybe now's our chance to beat Mississippi State. So yeah, I'm going with Arkansas.
It's a big game up there. There's not a lot of Arkansas, Mississippi State's not like a big rivalry, really. There's not a lot of passion about it. Everybody gets worked up about Ole Miss up there, but they don't really get worked up about Mississippi State. Is it intense this week, or is it kind of laid back?
I think it's pretty laid back. I mean, the only thing I live in a sorority house, and not like we're running around talking about football, but
I would think with the baseball, Arkansas is pretty strong in baseball. State's pretty strong in baseball. I think
with baseball, but football, no one really talks about Mississippi State. But the Ole Miss one, everybody was talking about the Ole Miss Arkansas game for sure.
That was one of the best games of the year. It was a crazy game, 52-51. You don't get a lot of those. And when you get one, people remember those games for a long time. All right, so you're both going with the Razorbacks in that one. Stay in the SEC. We get to some of the nighttime games here. LSU is at Alabama, the Tide ranked number 3 in the country right now. This is a 6 p.m. game. You can see it on ESPN. I think, Campbell, it's your turn to go first. LSU is a 28.5-point underdog.
I'm gonna go with Alabama. I've never picked against Alabama, and I think that's been consistent for me. So I'm going with Alabama for that one.
Yeah, you have been very consistent there. It's usually worked out for you. Alabama, 28.5-point favorite, Greg.
Yeah, I just think Alabama's just too strong, both sides of the ball. I mean, it's kind of a wreck in Baton Rouge right now. So I'm just going to go with the better team and go the smart. Don't talk myself out of an easy play.
Okay, so we get into a game here that I don't think is an easy play. This is a hard game. This game could go, at least in my opinion, you guys are obviously, it's your show, you're free to disagree. Could go either way. This is an interesting contest. Tennessee heads to Kentucky. The 6 o'clock game. Tennessee's been playing well of late. They played Ole Miss very well, had the chance to win the game on the last play. Played Alabama really well for a little over 3 quarters against a Kentucky team that's now lost 2 in a row. They lost to Georgia and they lost to Mississippi State, but they're back home this week. It's a 6 o'clock game. It's on ESPN2. Tennessee, Greg, is a 3-point underdog at Kentucky.
I like Kentucky. I just think they're a different team at home. They just, it's tough to go on the road and win SEC games, regardless of, how good your team is. Alabama, Texas A&M. So it's not like Kentucky's been playing bad. It's just, they're just tough to win on the road. So I think I bounce back, and I like Kentucky at home at night.
All right, Campbell, he's going to take Kentucky. He's going to lay the 3 points. What do you think?
I picked Kentucky last week, and obviously they lost, and Megan kept updating me throughout the game saying we weren't doing too well. But she was like, your dad's gonna be disappointed that you brought a guest on that couldn't get anything right. But I think I'm gonna go with Kentucky as well, because they'll be back at home. Maybe they'll win. So I'm going with Kentucky.
Okay, Greg, get your bottle ready, because I think this is our pick. The Florida Gators. Dan Mullen upset this week. Cut off the media. Got mad. It's the Grey Goose half bottle of Grey Goose game of the week right here. Florida minus 19.5. Disgruntled Gators got just popped by Georgia. Just popped. And Mullen lost it. Cut off all media access for the week. Throwing a temper tantrum. The rumors are he's trying to get out of Gainesville. Going to South Carolina. Carolina, they're not any good, but they keep playing hard for Shane Beamer, first-year coach. It'll be a big crowd there at Williams-Brice, which is a fun place to go to a football game. 6:30 game Central Time on the SEC Network. Campbell, you're up. The Gators are a 19.5-point favorite.
I'm going to go with Florida. This is my first time, I think, not picking South Carolina, but yeah, I'm going Florida for this one.
All right, Greg, it's interesting here. I'm interested to see what you think. 19.5 points, a lot of points on the road at Columbia. Florida team.
Yeah, I like South Carolina. I mean, it's a weird game, but yeah, I like South Carolina at home. I just feel like an underdog, and too many points are out there. And, obviously there's some interesting stories coming out of Gainesville right now, and who knows where Dan Mullen's going to land. But, it's definitely going to be about him. That's for sure. That's what it seems like. And not a shocker coming from that guy. But with that being said, I think South Carolina, plays them tough. I mean, they're not the most talented. I know they've got a lot of issues going on, but, why not, take some points here late night? Maybe fall asleep at halftime. I don't know.
Could be. Speaking of issues, Texas is at Iowa State. Y'all kept up with the story with the Longhorns this week?
I know there was some monkey business going on.
There was monkey business. Campbell, you probably are not aware of this. Texas has an assistant coach, Jeff Banks, who
I know monkey business is short for like something fishy going on, but it was actual monkey.
Is an actual monkey. He exited his marriage to be with a stripper who her nickname is the pole attacker, and part of her act is a support monkey, an actual monkey. And at Halloween on was it Monday night, Sunday night Halloween, when the little people there in Austin were out trick or treating, looking for a Butterfinger bar or whatever, a little Nestle Crunch, whatever the case may be.
Apple.
An apple. Yeah, a child was the monkey attacked a child. Had to be luckily, I think the child's going to be okay. But the monkey attacked the child. It made headlines. It's a bit of a distraction for the Longhorns. Probably not exactly what Steve Sarkisian had in mind for this week. Texas goes to Iowa State this week in Ames. 6:30 game. You can see it on FS1. Greg, the Longhorns are a 7-point underdog.
Wasn't he on the short list for Washington State job?
He was. Banks was on the very short list for the Washington State job, but something tells me his candidacy
probably just something monkey around about that. Just,
yeah.
Hard to trust a monkey, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. I like Iowa State. I mean, just a lot of. I mean, I don't think Sarkisian knew what he was getting into when he got into Texas. I knew that he knew the dollar figure was going to be pretty big, and but there's who shot JR? It's the biggest question in Dallas, and he's who's going to bring the Texas Longhorns back to the promised land, and who knows? But they're going to throw money at people, so I don't like it, but I like Iowa State this week.
All right, Campbell, he's going to take the Cyclones, lay the 7 points against Texas. What do you think?
I'm going to go to Iowa State just because of that story. I didn't really know who I was going to pick, but that made my mind up. So.
Do you like monkeys?
No.
Okay, well, there you go. You don't like monkeys, so take Iowa State.
Well, now, when you were a little girl, you had a stuffed monkey that you were super close with, because I can actually remember the day that the day after Caroline was born, that next morning I made your breakfast, and you insisted that I make breakfast for your monkey as well.
For Boots.
For Boots the monkey, yeah. I mean, I had to make.
I like my stuffed monkey, but that's different.
I would have to make the monkey. I had to make an extra pancake for the monkey, Greg, and put a banana on the plate for the monkey.
So you end up eating the pancake.
Probably me. Those are back in my really fat days. I probably.
All right, y'all are done. Let me eat this more. Let me get this pancake before it gets cold.
Boots, you gonna finish that pancake? You're not.
Oh, Bootsy.
Oh, Boots. All right, last game, Southern Cal, USC, the Trojans. They head to Tempe, Arizona to play Arizona State. USC is an 8-point underdog there at Sun Devil Stadium. It's a 9:30 Central Time kick. You can see it on ESPN. Campbell, I think it's your turn. What do you think?
I'll go with Arizona State. I think that worked for me last time because I went with there's a girl from Oxford that goes there now. So went with that angle. I think it worked. So we're doing it again. I'm going with Arizona State.
Yeah, John Dessler's daughter goes there. So she's at Arizona State. Yeah. So what do you think, Greg?
I'm going to probably go read a couple books at the library, so I might as well go with the John Dessler starter angle. So give me Arizona State.
All right, so it's 10 games. You guys are in lockstep for the most part. You disagreed on Army and Air Force. You disagreed on Florida, South Carolina, and you disagreed on – that's it. So just 2 disagreements. You guys are on the same page.
Really, really good or really, really bad.
Yeah, so we're either going to be celebrating a lot of W's or y'all are going to be commiserating a lot on late Saturday. All right, so before we go, Greg, tell the people a little bit about how they can get in touch with you guys. Again, it's 2008 University Avenue in Oxford. If you're coming in and you've not been to LB's before, I mean, I'm not going to shame you, but you need to fix that. Go to LB's, freshest cuts of beef and pork, chicken, house-made sausages that are just fantastic. Greg talked about his wings earlier. That's maybe I shouldn't say favorite thing, but it might be.
Those prime strips are pretty
Those
Pretty
strips
elite.
are fantastic. Yeah, everything's just so good. It just depends on what you're in the mood for. Fresh fish. And don't forget, if you're not in a hurry, on the left side when you walk in, he's got a frozen section, $2 off each item in there. That's frozen. If you're not in a giant hurry, like we'll do a lot of tri-tip or flank steak or whatever. I'll get the frozen and just submerge it in water for an hour, hour and a half, and then it's ready to go. So if you're not ready to if you don't have to just throw it right on the grill, you're good to go. Check that out. Get some bargains there on the left side, but everything is fantastic. And Greg, I'll let you tell the people how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, I mean, always call the store, 662-259-2999. We have an Instagram. You can follow us on LB's Meat Market. I think LB's Meat Market. Just always call the store. If you've got a couple, big orders, like 10 fillets or 10 jalapeno poppers and 10 stuffed mushrooms, that's always a help for us to get that taken care of so you can walk in and not have to wait. But if you're live in the Jackson area or the Memphis area, or, you can just come in about 4:00 on a Sunday and pick out a couple things in the freezer. We've got ice. We can get you some bag ice and get it packed up for you. That way you can have it either, Sunday night or Monday night. So always take a look in that freezer. There's some good steaks and some good bargains.
Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, both of you, hope you have great weekends. Campbell, excited to see you tomorrow. And Greg, I will be seeing you soon as well. So both of you take care. That does it for this edition number 12 of season 2 of The Butcher versus the Spin Instructor. Again, LB's Meat Market, 2008 University Avenue in Oxford. For Campbell, for Greg, I'm Neil. Take care. Talk to you next week.